sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep into Everton versus Manchester United just a few days ago.
Oh, yeah.
At Goodison Park, of course.
Yeah.
We've got some great excerpts from Al Jazeera's live match report for this one.
Excellent.
And, I'm sure most of you already know the score, but,
right.
but there is so much more to unpack here.
Absolutely.
Manchester United were down 2-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big hole to climb out of.
It is a big hole, especially with the kind of season they've been having,
Especially with the kind of season that they've been having?
Yeah, it makes this match really intriguing because on paper, Manchester United, they've had their struggles, but they've got a squad packed with talent.
Right.
Everton, they're solid, but shouldn't have posed that much of a challenge.
Yeah.
At least not based on recent form.
It's almost like the pressure was flipped.
Yeah.
Everton sitting comfortably mid-table. They played with freedom.
Right.
Like a team with nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Manchester United, just 1 point behind them in the table, but having lost 8 of their last 15 games.
Oh, wow.
They seem to be carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders.
Yeah, you can feel that in the Al Jazeera report, there's even a quote in there from Rio Ferdinand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Former Manchester United captain, of course, and at halftime he said that the team just lacked desire.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty strong words.
Yeah, coming from a club legend.
Especially, yeah.
It's one thing for us to say it, but for Rio Ferdinand to say it.
Right.
He wasn't wrong. I mean, Everton came out with so much energy.
Absolutely.
Pressing high, winning every second ball. You could feel the momentum swinging their way.
Absolutely.
So where did that leave Manchester United in the second half? I mean, how did they manage to pull off the draw?
Well, they clawed their way back to a 2-2 draw, thanks to goals from Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte.
Okay.
But it's the way they achieved it.
Yeah.
That's worth exploring.
Okay.
One of the key tactical shifts was Bruno Fernandes dropping into a deeper role.
Interesting.
In the second half, and he was practically dictating the entire flow of the game from that position.
Oh, that's interesting. So it wasn't just about individual brilliance.
No.
But a calculated change in approach.
A change in approach, yeah.
It makes you wonder if David Moyes, Everton's manager, had any regrets.
Right.
About not adjusting his own tactics to counter that.
Yeah, and Al Jazeera captured Moyes' reaction, and he did sound quite frustrated.
Okay.
He felt they should have had a penalty in stoppage time.
Oh.
It was initially given, but then overturned after a VAR check.
Oh, wow.
And he even admitted that once Fernandes started operating deeper, he became very difficult to contain.
Okay, hold on. That overturned penalty, that had to be a heartbreaker for Everton.
It was a heartbreaker.
The match report described the scene, Everton players surrounding the ref.
Yeah.
Manchester United players looking relieved, but knowing they'd dodged a bullet.
Right.
It's moments like that where VAR just throws fuel on the fire.
It does.
Do you think that decision was the right call?
Well, from the replays I saw, it was a very close call.
Okay.
And that's where VAR gets really tricky, because in this case, I think the referee might have gotten it wrong initially.
Okay.
But the VAR did its job in correcting a potentially game-changing error.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure you'll find plenty of Everton fans who disagree.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the thing about VAR. It doesn't always eliminate controversies.
Right.
Sometimes it just shifts it to a different part of the game.
Right.
But moving on, we also have some comments from the Manchester United side.
Yeah.
What did Ruben Amorim, their manager, have to say about the match?
Well,
especially about that lackluster first half.
He was pretty blunt in his assessment. He called their first half performance soft, and admitting they simply weren't sticking to the game plan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he didn't hold back, did he?
No, he did not.
But he also highlighted their second half fight, the way they came back and nearly won the game.
Right.
That duality really gets to the heart of the questions surrounding this Manchester United side.
Exactly. Is this a team finally turning a corner, showing the grit and determination we expect from them? Or was it just a fleeting moment of brilliance that papered over deeper cracks?
It's hard to tell at this point.
Al Jazeera did share some insights from Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United captain.
Okay.
It sounds like there was a bit of a reckoning in the dressing room at halftime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fernandes echoed Amorim's sentiments, said that the players needed to take responsibility for their poor start.
Right.
He mentioned the manager was very upset at halftime, demanding they show more commitment to the game plan.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got a manager publicly criticizing the team's effort, a captain revealing a tense halftime atmosphere. This isn't just about tactics anymore, is it? There's a real psychological element at play here.
No, it's not just about tactics.
It makes you wonder if this draw, despite the comeback, might actually expose deeper issues within the squad.
Yeah, that's a really insightful point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a comeback.
Right.
And overlook the context.
Yeah.
Manchester United are a club steeped in a winning tradition.
Yeah.
And right now they're a far cry from that.
Yeah.
Amorim is trying to instill a new philosophy, but it's clearly a work in progress.
And he's doing it under immense pressure.
Absolutely.
I can only imagine what it's like to manage a club like Manchester United with the constant scrutiny from the media and the fans.
Yeah.
Every match is a referendum on your leadership.
Absolutely. And it's not just about results. It's about style.
Right.
About playing the Manchester United way, as they say.
Yeah.
The fans want to see that attacking, dominant football that defined the Ferguson era.
Right. The kind of football that made them one of the most feared teams in Europe.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the actual game. Aside from the drama and the managerial headaches,
Right.
what stood out to you tactically? Did Manchester United actually outplay Everton in that second half, or did Everton simply lose their grip on the match?
It's interesting because while Manchester United definitely showed more urgency and intent in the second half,
Okay.
Everton didn't necessarily collapse.
Okay.
They continued to press, they created chances, but there was a shift in momentum.
Right.
And that was largely down to Fernandes. His deeper role allowed him to dictate the tempo,
Right.
pick out passes, and essentially control the game.
So it wasn't just about him scoring a goal, it was about him becoming the orchestrator.
It was.
The puppet master pulling the strings in midfield.
Exactly.
Did that exploit a weakness in Everton's setup? I mean, Moyes is a very experienced manager.
He is.
You'd think he would have anticipated that kind of tactical shift.
Yeah, that's as the tactical battle gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Everton started the match playing a high-pressing, aggressive style
Right.
that clearly disrupted Manchester United's rhythm.
Yeah.
But when Fernandes dropped deeper, he found pockets of space that Everton struggled to close down.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily a glaring tactical error by Moyes, but perhaps a slight miscalculation in how to adjust to Manchester United's changes.
Like a game of chess with each manager trying to outmaneuver the other.
Exactly.
But let's not forget the stat that really jumped out at me from Opta Analyst.
Okay.
This was the first time that Manchester United avoided defeat in a Premier League game after being 2-0 down at halftime since December 2023.
Wow.
That has to be a significant mental hurdle overcome, right?
Absolutely. It speaks to a certain resilience, a refusal to give up, even when the odds are stacked against them.
Yeah.
But the question remains, was this a sign of genuine progress under Amorim,
Right.
or simply a one-off performance fueled by desperation?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
It is.
On one hand, you see the fighting spirit,
Yeah.
the ability to claw back from a 2-goal deficit.
Right.
But on the other hand, you see the same vulnerabilities that have plagued them all season.
Yeah.
The slow starts, the lapses in concentration, the over-reliance on individual brilliance.
Yeah, and let's not forget Everton's perspective. They were so close to a statement win
Right.
against a struggling giant.
Against Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
But they let it slip away.
They did.
I wonder if that's more frustrating than a straight-up loss.
Oh, for sure.
To be in control for so much of the match, only to walk away with a single point.
Yeah, there's a psychological element to a draw like this
Yeah.
that's different from both a win and a loss. It can either fuel a sense of we can compete with anyone,
Yeah.
or a nagging feeling of we should have won that.
And how that affects their mentality moving forward is crucial, especially for Everton.
It is.
This result keeps them comfortably mid-table,
Right.
a point ahead of Manchester United in 14th place.
Okay.
And they're still well clear of the relegation battle.
Yeah.
But if they want to push higher up the table, they need to turn those good performances into consistent results.
Absolutely. They've shown glimpses of what they're capable of.
Yeah.
But to truly establish themselves as a top half team,
Yeah.
they need to find that killing instinct, that ability to close out games and turn those draws into wins.
Okay, so we've unpacked the immediate implications of this match.
Right.
Now I want to shift gears a bit and look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
What does this match say about where these two teams stand in the grand scheme of the Premier League?
That's where things get even more intriguing.
For Manchester United, it feels like they're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
Can Amorim truly instill his vision and bring back the glory days? Or are they destined for a period of mediocrity?
It's fascinating to watch this unfold, isn't it?
It is.
You have a club with such a rich history trying to find its place in a rapidly changing football landscape.
Yeah.
The Premier League is more competitive than ever,
Right.
and the financial powerhouses are constantly raising the bar.
And for Manchester United, it's not just about competing for trophies. It's
Yeah.
about recapturing a certain identity,
Yeah,
a certain aura
Yeah,
that
lost.
they seem to have lost in recent years.
exactly. And that's a much more complex challenge
Yeah.
than simply signing big-name players. It's about creating a culture, a philosophy
Right.
that permeates every level of the club.
Speaking of culture, I'm curious what this result means for Everton.
Hmm.
They're in a decent position in the table,
Yeah,
but do they have the ambition,
Right.
the resources to push for something more?
that's the question, isn't it? David Moyes has done a commendable job stabilizing the club,
Yeah.
but can he elevate them to the next level?
He's definitely got the experience
He does.
and the tactical acumen.
Yeah,
And we've seen glimpses of what this Everton team is capable of.
we have.
But to really challenge the established order, they might need to be bolder, both in terms of their transfer strategy and their on-field approach.
I agree. There's a sense that they're playing it safe, content with mid-table respectability.
Yeah.
But if they want to break into that top six, they need to take more risks, show more ambition.
It's almost like they're caught between two worlds.
Yeah,
They're not quite a relegation-threatened team,
Right.
but they're not quite a European contender either.
Right.
It's a tricky position to be in.
absolutely. And it's a position that requires careful navigation.
Yeah,
They need to find that balance between consolidation and ambition,
right.
between pragmatism and a touch of audacity.
Okay, so we've analyzed the tactics, we've explored the psychological implications, and we've even delved into the existential questions facing these two clubs.
We have.
But before we wrap up, I want to zoom out even further and connect this match to the wider Premier League landscape.
Okay.
This match took place just before a huge clash
Right.
between the defending champions Manchester City
Right.
and the current league leaders Liverpool.
Yeah, that context adds another layer to this result.
Oh, definitely. We're talking about a potential title decider.
Yeah.
And suddenly this seemingly less important match between Everton and Manchester United has ripple effects throughout the league.
Every point matters, especially in a title race as tight as this one.
Exactly.
Manchester City dropping points, even in a draw, could be a huge boost for Liverpool.
Right.
And for Manchester United, this result, while not a victory, keeps them within touching distance of the European places.
It's amazing how one match can shift the entire narrative of the season.
It is.
And that's what makes the Premier League so captivating.
It's a constant battle, both on and off the pitch. Every result has consequences. Every decision can make or break a season.
Yeah.
And that's what we as fans live for. The drama, the unpredictability, the endless possibilities.
It's been a real deep dive, hasn't it?
It has.
We've gone from a controversial penalty decision
Yeah.
to the broader implications for the title race and everything in between.
We've covered a lot of ground, and it's clear that this match, despite ending in a draw, was anything but a stalemate.
Yeah.
It raised questions, exposed vulnerabilities, and offered glimpses of what might be to come.
Exactly. And now we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this Everton versus Manchester United match? Do you think Manchester United's comeback was a sign of progress or a false dawn? What about Everton? Can they push for a European spot? Let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.
See you then.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a puppy dog. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.